Well, I started off modeling. I used to work for a clothing store, and just so happened that the woman's husband, Lou Salvatore, was a world-renowned photographer. He would shoot me for the campaigns for the store and everything like that. I started out from there really in South Beach, Miami, being down there for the weekend with some friends of mine, hanging out like we would normally do. One of them just happened to be a model for a big agency down there called Next at the time. And it was right across the street from the Franklin Hotel where we were staying. And she said, hey Kyle, why don't you come over and, see my booker or whatever, they might like you and so on. So I was like, all right, let me give it a shot. They liked me. And they said, oh, we'd like to work with you. We'd like to build your book and portfolio, get you working. So can you come back? So I said, yeah. Now at the time, I had hair. So I was rocking kind of this fade looking thing going on, right? I go back, come back to Sarasota, and they're like, Kyle, you need to move here for season. So I said, all right, cool. So I went back down to Miami to move there. And when I got there, I was bald. I had shaved all my hair. Now you gotta remember this. At this time, that look was not even in. Like the only person rocking a bald head was probably like Michael Jordan, So I shaved off my hair, and they looked at me like I was crazy. Like what in the did this dude do? And I'm like, hey man, this is it. And so, especially for that market in Miami, which was very catalog and very clean cut and conservative, the bald head look, particularly a bald head black man, was kind of threatening, so they would say. But I stuck to my guns, kept my bald head, was rocking it down there in South Beach, was one of the only brothers down there, doing my thing with my bald head. When season was over, my agent came to me, is like, all right, it's time for you to get out of here. And it's either Milan, Italy, or New York City. So I had agencies in both places that were representing me. So I said, you know what, I take my behind to New York, and that's where I went, and that's where I started. I was with an agency called Partners at the time, which was another big agency. And it's funny because I remember my first runway show for Fabrizio Ferri, and I walk in and it's like all the top male models in the world are there. Jason Olive, Tyson Bedford, Jamin Hansal, Mark Vanderloo of DKNY, Marcus Scheckenberg, all these big dudes, And here I come walking in like, new bird on the block. And Fabrizio dug me and gave me my shot. Not a lot of agencies had a lot of black male models, and particularly bald black male models. So for you to be a bald head black model, male model in an agency was kind of like a big thing, and particularly if you were with a big agency. Tyson kind of came and kicked in the door. This is a brother, yeah, he was beautiful, good looking and everything like that. And photographed like crazy, he was, the man or whatever. But he had tattoos all over him. So you just saw the industry sort of change and morph from being clean cut and very, very traditional and that type of thing, almost conservative, to going right into this very avant-garde sort of tattoos and the bold look, that exactly the urban look that I couldn't rock when I was down in Miami initially. Now that look has sort of become this thing. And everybody was looking for the Tyson, Bedfords, and like I said, every agency would have maybe one, black male model. I was blessed in that I was able to be my agency's representative or whatever. And then when they defunct and went to and started their other agency, DNA, they took me along with them and so on. So I just been blessed, man, that people sort of saw something in me that they felt worth having.